If you don't know who my next guest is, get on the bandwagon now. This guy, in my opinion, is the hottest prospect in MMA right now. 20 years old, and he just picked up another win over the weekend to improve to 4-0, getting another first-round finish. Of course, I'm talking about Muhammad Mokaev joining me here on the program yet again. Muhammad, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just on the way to training home. Not much like celebrating. It's just stay grafting because my goal is only 3 years away. So I've got only 3 years to achieve my youngest champion goal, so I have to graft.
Yes, and I want to remind people, Muhammad just fought last week, so he's already back in the gym training, getting ready for his next fight or next opportunity. So good on you. But let's start with the victory. Congratulations on the win. You get a first-round TKO victory over Dave Jones. Could that fight have gone any better? You don't get paid by the hour.
Yeah, it could be like, but for me, win is a win. Decision, knockout don't matter. For me, is to make a history to win. Don't matter what people say. I'm doing this. People watching. So it's I respect my fans. Of course, they won't see like knockouts, but they have to believe that you have to take like 100% like victory, not like risking doing crazy submissions or stuff like this. You have to be 100% believing in your victory.
Yes, I like the humble answer. That's good. And obviously you got to have a perspective on every fight. It doesn't matter how it goes. The win is the most important thing, like you kind of alluded to there. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I was following along on your Twitter feed. You got this fight on short notice, right? Because I was looking and you're like, I think I got another fight, and then the fight happened. So when did you find out about the fight?
About 9 days notice. I'm training like all the time. I don't have this 6 weeks, 8 weeks camps. I'm always like, there's another show 5th of December. I told him, can I get on it? Because some guy 3-0 called me out saying like, I'm a hype train and all this. I want to get on that train. Like maybe I get beat or maybe I get beat, but I still want to fight this guy. Hey, you already said maybe he get beat. So your confidence, not my level. I don't want fight guys who is like half confident. You have to be like, hey, I smashed this guy. I want this guy. Not like, hey, he maybe beat me. I'm not quitting weight to coming with guys with low mindset that he gonna beat me. You know what I mean? So
No, I totally hear you. What you're saying is, you want to fight guys that are ready to fight, that are high caliber. Like you don't want to have easy fights. You just want to, you want to get the best opposition to prepare you for that next level. So I totally understand what you're saying there. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you want to get another fight in this year before the end of the year?
Well, there's a show 5th December, but team say, my manager team, from Paradigm, they say, let's have good rank opponent for February. That's what I want, February ranked opponent, and then fight like winner of the tournament, of flyweight tournament in Brave, and I want to take belt, and I want to become youngest Brave champion, youngest UFC champion, and this is my career.
Is that tough for you? Because I know how you are. You want to get back. I mean, like you said, you're going to training right now. You're preparing as though you do have a fight. Is it tough having to wait for your next fight? Because I know if you had it your way, you'd probably fight every weekend.
Yes, like Tim said, if everybody start calling you out, then you have to fight every weekend. I'm like, hey, we still smash these guys. But for profile wise, better to build like six weeks before the fight. Like let people know. Like for example about this fight, not many people knew about. It's not. Also, one side is good, one side is not good. Well, I'm in this business for fighting, not like for media much. Yeah. So media, it's on that train, but I'm in this business more for fighting. I love fighting. Yeah. But whereas all the fighters pick fights, doing all this, like people cannot say I pick fights because I went to these tournaments, these IMAF tournaments. People cannot say I pick fights in professional. In professional, I have not ranked opponents because ranked opponents don't fight me.
Yeah. No, it is tough. I don't think a lot of people realize that it's difficult to find opponents on the regional scene that are willing to fight someone, especially like you, who has, made a big name for yourself already and has the undefeated record. So I'm sure you do have opponents turning you down a lot.
Yes, like if you remember for my debut on Brave, 6 opponents pulled out. So this is like crazy. I get ready for this opponent and this pulled out, but because I was competing in IMAFs, I'm ready for any opponent, like even day before the fight. So
No, I agree with that. Now, do you even get to enjoy a win? Because like you said, you're like already thinking about the next fight. Like after you won that fight, did you go out and celebrate a bit, or did you just, were you just like, hey, let's get back to work tomorrow?
To be honest, I came back home.
Mm-hmm.
No, after fight, me and my coach, we eat little bit next to the venue because it's lockdown. So we take like some food, little bit junky food, but I didn't like it. I didn't feel good next day. I came back Monday morning. I was in the gym. My coaches know this. My sparring partners see this. I was Monday morning back. Sunday was the fight. Sunday night, Monday morning, 10 a.m. I was in the gym, and morning now since like I never had this day like one day full day off, never.
Right. No, it's about that mindset, like you said, and you're Muslim as well, so I assume you don't drink or smoke, right? So you don't party or anything, right? It's all about keeping care of yourself and being the best fighter you can be.
Yes, different lifestyle to other fighters, for example, like who parties and all this. My celebration will be when I win Brave title, when I win UFC belt, and then my celebration will be using this money to help like charities. This is my best celebration, I think.
Yeah, no, very cool. And that's what's rewarding for you, right? Is to win the money and to give back to people, which I think is so awesome. And it's such a good mindset for a 20-year-old. You don't hear a lot of 20-year-olds say they're going to donate to charity. So good on you, man. I think that's awesome. Now, I know you said you're not big on social media or, not about sort of the, as they like to call clout. That's what we call it here in North America, where people are trying to do things to get clout. But did you see the feedback on social media from your win? I'm sure a lot of people are messaging you saying congratulations.
Yes, I see many people talking about this Ultimate Fighter season next year, about bantamweight.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's a good platform, but I'm bigger than Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
I'm bigger than Ultimate Fighter to get in there. I believe I deserve straight red path front door to UFC, not like Ultimate Fighter. Of course, it's great for younger. Who people doesn't know, who people doesn't buy pay-per-views to build their profile. I can sell pay-per-views. People in Europe, Asia, I fought around everywhere, even Australia. Like people know me around the world, so I can sell tickets, sell pay-per-views. So I don't need this Ultimate Fighter. But
yeah, you don't need it to get recognition because you're already well known, and not just that, you fight for Brave anyways. So that's a promotion that already has a lot of fighters that have come from there to the UFC, right? So it's not like you need to go there and build yourself up. People know who you are internationally, right?
Yes, of course. Brave builds me up good. IMF built me up good, and like in Asia, I'm like people know me in Asia, and Asia is a big part of the world. So. Especially like India is one of the biggest population in the world, where first MMA show was Brave in India. So it's interesting how Brave builds me up also.
And you're getting a lot of attention. I saw the BBC did a story on you leading into the fight. How cool was that?
Yeah, it's cool. It was before my debut. When BBC got in touch with me, I'm like, wow, interesting. Let's get my story out about like more effects on refugees that are coming to the country, to not waste their time, to not waste their like life here,
Yeah.
So that's my goal was like to let this younger generation who coming like as a refugee, don't waste time on the streets. Put yourself like in good example, not like using like benefits and doing. And for example, like you have to know the culture of UK. You have to remember your culture back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always I know history of Dagestan. I still learning like 2 days before I was reading about like leader in Dagestan. Oops, sorry.
No,
about a leader in Dagestan. So I still learn the culture, but I also learn the UK tradition. So I cannot force UK people to follow my tradition. I know my roots and I know UK, so I have to stay in between.
And speaking of Dagestan, something I didn't even talk to you about last time, Khamzat Chimaev, he's fighting Leon Edwards in a few weeks, coming up here on December 19th. How excited are you for that fight? Because I know I know you're aware of him. I don't know have you trained with him before? I was trying to remember.
1st of August, me and my coach Dingarnet went to Sweden. And when I landed Sweden, that's when Chimaev back from Fight Island. So when he landed, Chimaev, he took me, my coach, and all my team for food. He looked after us. He gave us the gym facilities to stay, train, and he was looking good after us. And in 2018, I was at his fight in Brave, because that's when I won World Championships in 2018, and there was Brave weekend. That's when I watched Chimaev, and that's how when I started following him since 2018. And he's a cool guy, and I believe I want him to be a champion because he deserved this.
Well, that's so cool that he took you in. Do you kind of saw him, at the time as like a mentor, like, bringing you around and showing you around, and him, taking time for you? I think that's very cool.
Of course, especially after like big hype, like after 2 fights in 1 week, in 10 days, I expect if there's no fight, I expect this hospitality, because we like Dagestani Chechens around Europe, around the world, we have like huge hospitality, and I believe he would do this. But after this fight, I'm like, I didn't even message him. I know he's busy, and he'd go crazy at me when I came. He said, why did you not text me? I'm like, brother, you're busy, I understand. And then he still lives in the gym,
Yeah.
He still lives in the gym. He's got room maybe 2 meters by 2 meters. That's how humble this guy is.
Yes, no, very much so. Do you see similarities between your lifestyle and Chimaev's as well? Because he's like yourself. He's finishing opponents very quickly. He doesn't drink. He's very focused on the task at hand, and he's not doing this for fame. Do you see similarities between the two of you there?
We're both refugees. Like if we put that way, we both started from wrestling, and we both like maybe biggest stars in Europe, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So similar, there's similar things, but we have different. Like I want to be youngest UFC champion. He want to be champion, and so like fastest champion, maybe his dream. I don't know. It's like so everybody got different dream, but I believe like he's a humble guy, and this is a great example for us younger generation to follow.
Do you think you'll contact him after his fight? Because you said you didn't want to bother him because he's training right now. Do you think you'll get in touch with him later and maybe do some training with him again?
Yes, I can text him now. I don't have this, because I'm a fighter myself. And if something important, that's when we should get in touch. If like health, his family or something I can help, I will get in touch. But if he's training, I don't like when people just get on this like, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Right.
Well, you're not gonna fix my how's your like, have you got any like problem? You're not gonna fix my problems, some random people texting you, so it's like sometimes just waste talk. Man have to be like just more doing than talking.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The guy they're comparing Chimaev to obviously is Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm sure I don't think we've spoken since Khabib retired, but now we're hearing he might come back. What do you think? Do you think Khabib will come back and fight again to get that 30th fight?
Maybe against GSP, because that was his father's dream.
Yeah.
But because he promised his mom, I don't think he's gonna fight anybody else.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. We haven't talked about you getting engaged. Congratulations. A pretty big milestone. Were you more nervous for proposing than you've been in some of your fights? I got to know that.
I think so.
The honesty comes out. I like it.
Yeah. Thank you. And yes, it's my family life starts. And it's time to pay attention to my family. And February I have big fight, so now it's perfect time to get like to stay with my wife a little bit and then get ready for my fight. But I still train. This doesn't affect my training. This even motivates me, because I used to be like this, like I'm doing for my father, and now I have like wife and maybe soon kids, so I'm more hungry now. I become more hungry. Before, guys was telling me, don't get like married too early because this will affect your career. Well, this is not true, because these guys, they were telling me they wasn't athletes. So for athletes, I believe you have to get married.
Yeah. Well, and I think, in your situation, like you said, you don't go out and party. You're not doing, you're not going to expose yourself to that lifestyle where there could be other women coming in, right? You're locking that down, making sure that, hey, I'm focused on my family. I'm focused on fighting, and you don't have any other distractions, right? If I'm hearing you correctly.
Yes, it's right. No, yeah. I don't like no other girls, no parties. My family, me, because this life is very short. So we have purpose in this life. Family, kids. Leave my history, my story behind for my kids, like past the generation, and whatever money I receive give some to charity because I cannot take all money to grave. So yeah.
No, very well said. Do you know when the wedding's going to be? Have you guys talked about that yet?
Well, we're not doing like a wedding. This like arranged marriage, like a ring, but not wedding because it's COVID times, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
So,
that's true. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
When everything back normal, we will do like with family, but like
Okay.
I'm gonna be traveling with her like around the world now.
Very cool. That's awesome. So you mentioned February. Do you have a date yet on when you know you'll be fighting or an opponent? Because you mentioned that's when you're targeting, but is anything official yet?
Early February, no official tournament. Maybe Bahrain.
Oh,
But,
nice.
Yeah, so this is like I'm gonna fight there like fifth time. So I know when to go there, the weather, and I got used to the climate.
Are there any opponents you want to fight? I know you'll fight anyone, but is there anyone that interests you in terms of a style matchup?
Someone close, gonna get me close to the title, like contender for the title. Who gonna win the tournament, and who gonna fight the winner of the tournament? So I want to fight this guy. Maybe
Right.
this undefeated guy. Maybe I don't know any. It's time to step up. If these guys don't accept the fight, I'm gonna call out the whole division of the tournament, and
Yeah.
I have to like beat them each one by one.
That's what you got to do. Mohammed, thank you so much for the time. It was great catching up with you. And again, congratulations on the victory. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, I know you probably want to thank your management. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, my team KHK, Sheikh, the Prince of Bahrain, he supports me a lot. My management, Paradigm, Twins, like Pitbull. I have like my team Aspire in Liverpool. So I have a huge team. My coach is Dean Garnett, Oleg, Johnny Boy, boxing in Tiger Muay Thai, everybody, Woody, Terry Bridge, and who is in my team, they know. So I love you all, and in 2 years' time, I will make a history.